right, thank you. So I'm gonna need some audience participation for this, if you guys could. So I'm just gonna start. If you agree with what I'm saying, or if you relate to what I'm saying, you can just like say yeah, or like make a small cheer or something like that, right? Yeah, like okay. Yeah. You guys get it, right? You get it? Yeah. You got it. Cool. Yeah, so how many of you people have had moms before, right? Yeah, right? Yeah, she gave birth to you, right? Yeah, right? Yeah. And then like you're like a little baby, right? A little baby, right? Yeah. And then you're like crawling around on the floor, right? Stuff like that, right? Your eyes start to work, you start to be able to like see stuff, right? Yeah. You start to like talk a little bit, right? That happened to you guys? Yeah, this guy gets it, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And then you start to like, you start to eat some stuff, you start to drink some stuff, You get, keeps getting, keeps going, and then like, you start to develop like, emotions, right? You start to like develop emotions about things, right? Yeah, you start to like have like, you like this, you don't like this, stuff like that, right? Yeah. So yeah, and then like, you start to develop like friendships, and you start to have friends, people that right? Like more than just your mom and your dad, but like more people, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? You guys get it, right? Yeah, so then, and then, somebody like, somebody makes fun of you, right? Oh, gross, right? That sucks, right? Yeah, that's no fun. Or like, somebody's like, they say something nice to you. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, you get that kind of like that warm feeling, like, oh, great, right? Yeah. Or like somebody's like talking about something that is not so interesting to you, right? And then you're like, oh man, that's boring, right? Boring. That's not cool. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right, and then you wake up in the morning, you go through your day, you probably drink some liquids, right? You probably had some liquids today. And some water, Fritz Cola, something like that, right? Yeah. You probably eat some food. Yeah, so you eat some food at some point, right? You pee, you poop, it happens, right? Throughout the day at some point, when it's bright out, it's usually daytime, right? Yeah, and then it gets darker at night, right? Yeah. And so then like you guys seen movies, right? You've seen a movie before, right? But like, what about, you've seen these movies, this type of movie where like, the characters, they're like hiking, right? They're like hiking in like a really cold place, like in a blizzard, and it's like in a mountain, but they're there for like a really long time, right? That would suck, right? Oh man, that would be so cold, right? You know what I'm saying? Or like the type of movie like where they're in a desert, right? And it's like really hot, and it's like the sun's beating down, you know what I'm talking about, right? And then it's like your mouth starts to get a little bit dry, right? And the characters in the movie, right? And then they can't get any water, and that would, nasty, right? That would suck. Oh. Or what about this? Like, the type of movie, you've probably seen one of these movies too, right? The type of movie where they're like deep sea diving, right? They're like under the water and they have these little oxygen masks, But then they're like way down there at the bottom of the ocean and then they start running out of oxygen, Oh my God, can you believe? I'm so glad that that's never happened to me, right? That would suck. Yeah, or like, the classic mobster movies, right? All the guys with the mobsters, and then one of them, they get caught, and then they squeal to the cops, right? But then the mobsters find out, and then they're chasing them, I'm glad that's not me, right? Yeah, no way, right? And then there's this, the type of movie where it's like, a man and a woman, or a man and a guy and a guy, a woman and a woman, whatever, and then they fall in love, but then there's a war. Right? And then one of them goes to war, right? And then they die, Oh, no thanks, right? No way. I'm not into that. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, that's all I got. So.